Maybe someday. Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Shattered Kingdoms. It's been a minute, but we're back. Open Seas, episode 2. In episode 1, we went through a little dungeon, and several party members almost died. Names will not be named. Umi's missing some teeth.
Few teeth. Few sentient teeth left behind.
And Nora was briefly deafened by a bonacane. And then knocked unconscious.
By the bone zone.
By the bones. And you were zoned by the bone. Okay. So at the end of last episode, the forever storm surrounding the island chain you all call home fell. And there was, Darmuid and Umi are like, yeah, let's do it. And Nora was kind of like, maybe
take
not.
A beat.
I'm not one hundo sold. Or her exact words. So we'll pick up about there. You all have made your way back to Wayward Vale, the town, which is a fairly sizable for your consideration port town. And you can indeed see several ships have already kind of left the harbor and are setting sail.
To check out the absence of the forever storm.
Yep.
Headed in a couple different directions. There's no consensus.
Got to go.
And people were just waiting for the storm to drop when they had their go bag ready to go, didn't they? Am I the only one that thought, hey, this storm is probably going to be around for a while?
It is called the Forever Storm.
Yeah.
In the title, people.
You think you might want to sue someone for faulty promises.
Yeah.
To check the fine print of their whole
false advertising.
Branding in the first place. I mean, so have you checked in with the temple? Has that happened?
Right. So yeah, our plan was kind of we'll
Get
go
the
back
boat.
to the monastery, and Darmuid, you were going to try to get us a boat.
Yeah.
Or permission to a boat.
Yeah, I can get a boat. Dad's got boats. I mean, for the three of us, certainly. We don't need anything big, right?
No, you need a boat.
I can get you a boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can get you a boat. I can get you a boat by 2 o'clock. What college on it?
Yeah. How many minutes you want?
It's good too with your extra arms. We double your rowing power. So
That's true.
And with your feet. Think about
it. Okay, so if we can scare up that boat action.
Okay, and I do have the message cantrip, so you secure a boat, and we'll be in touch.
Great.
And I imagine we have to go up a hill since they're monks to stars. They're probably up on they're elevated, I imagine.
Yeah, I think the description I had them a bit elevated over on the cliffs near the ocean.
So, let's follow Darmuid first. Then, Darmuid, you're going to talk to your dad.
Yeah.
If he's still there.
Yeah. So
if he hasn't gone already. I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, if I can get one. It'll be fine.
So describe your childhood home then, or wherever your dad lives now.
It's there's basically its own sort of little placed by the water kind of. It's got its own little sloop, or rather a little dock, and he's got a couple of watercraft, of varying sizes, which is why I think we can get one. They're not all going to be out, and they're not all in continual state of great repair necessarily because things happen. But the house is a couple rooms, not too big. It's got a lot of trees. It's like almost like a cove kind of thing, like shady. reality. There's like a garden. Sort of as you approach, you sort of move through the garden to approach the house, I think, from the landward side. And there's sort of, say, the two paths, like the path from the water and the path from the land, sort of meet at the porch. And sort of the main entrance kind of thing. And you can kind of just roll up. If you did not get out of the boat, you can get up pretty close.
So indeed, as you approach, you can see your father's kind of like, he seems to be trying to prepare like every boat at once.
Oh, Dad.
Like he's clearly like, and he's not like, you're even like, he's kind of doing it. Like he's not doing a bad job, but it's kind of that.
He knows what to do. It's
it's
like filling 1, 2, 3.
Right.
2, 2, 3.
But
three with whatever the things are you need.
But it's also like that ADHD cleaning thing where it's just like you go to the sink and you're like, oh, this is, and you kind of go to the next thing and then you forgot why you went to the sink 6 tasks later. He's doing all the tasks in the middle, but he forgot to do task 1.
Sure. Dad. Hey, hi. Did you? What do you? What's the plan? What do you?
Take a boat.
Okay. What are you?
I'm gonna take a boat.
On your own, or?
No. Some of the old boys.
Okay.
Darmuid, I'm getting the gang back together.
God, it's amazing. Look, so I need one for probably 2, maybe a little more room than me, like maybe a 4 or 5 at least.
Okay.
Is that all right? Can it be okay?
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
well, I don't know who you've got. Anyway.
Well, you're, because you have siblings, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he says, Zari and Mac. He says they get boats too. Fair is fair.
That's good. Are they like around?
I haven't
already taken off.
I haven't seen them.
All right.
Have to Roshan boat.
No.
Yes.
CC no.
Wrong stream.
CC no. I get inspiration. I feed off of your puns.
I do like that he hasn't seen them, but they're coming for a boat.
They're coming for a boat.
He knew I was coming for a boat.
Yeah. Oh, he is prepared. Like he's got anything like you might have left here. He's already like put it in a box.
Always
like your journals.
Been that kind of a like. You're like, Dad, did I? And he's handing it to you.
Yeah, like he's got like.
Where am I? Here. Like maybe psychic a little bit, like Radar O'Reilly, that kind of thing. The reference.
But he even has like your stuff like in the boat that is probably like the best sized for like your crew. Like you're like the 4 or 5 one. And you kind of look and your stuff's already in like the one that would be like 4 or 5.
Thank you, Dad. This is fantastic. Look, so I feel like we have this sort of like little bird system to communicate boat to boat, sort of like carrier pigeons. So just I'll have that going in case we need to communicate. I need to reach out, Dad.
Everything.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about that. I'll tell you everything.
Like,
everything.
Right.
No,
like,
really. My fingers crossed behind my back.
Yeah, like he's just so excited. Like there's so much out there, son.
It's fantastic, right? I know, Dad. Look. I know we talked about like maybe like it would be crazy. I mean, maybe we'll see each other, but I know you'll be with the crew and it'll be good. But I'm hoping Nor is dragging their feet a little bit. Just wants to do the right thing, wants to do everything by the book, which I love. We all love, but come on, right? Anyway,
they'll say you'll
right.
You
I mean,
they
wouldn't keep them here, right?
No.
No. Good.
No.
Good. All right. Well, they're gonna meet here, so I can help you finish the prep on the rest of the boats until they arrive, Dad. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You can see one of your dad's kind of old adventuring buddies. is coming up the path, and he's clearly too big in the middle for any of his armor anymore, and he's kind of just got like a wide gait, and he's like, "Where do I put the fishing gear?" And you're just like, "Oh my god!"
I love it. He needs a breastplate stretcher.
Yeah, ooh.
Right.
Got a little soft in the middle, didn't we, Fred? Let's go.
I'm so happy to see you. Let me help you with that. Okay, so I guess he's riding with Dad. So help him get his gear in that boat. Everything.
Yeah. So you start.
Yeah.
Loading up, and you can continue to see kind of boats leaving as it gets dark. It is getting dark. Can I get a? No, you don't even need to make a check. You would just notice because it's so kind of intrinsically tied to your subclass.
Mm-hmm.
You notice as the stars kind of take to the sky, there are just so many more of them. Like the sky just seems bigger. And it's not
the
like
storm was occluding the full view?
like it and which is kind of weird because you could see like above the storm if you were on a high peak, but there were never any stars there. But now there are just stars everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. It's something to talk to Norm about. Interviewing.
And we'll cut back to Nor and Umi as they enter the Nor's shrine. Which could you describe that, please, Nor?
Yeah. Hold on, I have the description handy. Let me pull that up. So I said that it would possibly be at maybe like the end of a row of shrines to kind of like lesser gods here in the Wayward Vale. And I put it up on a wooded hill near a beach. So they've got kind of like a public access area that's up several steps in the woods. And then it opens up into a clearing where there's kind of like the main shrine that is surrounded by like sand gardens that the disciples maintain there. And then behind the main shrine is like a living quarters and like a modest vineyard. So they produce wine from the vineyard there. And this is a very like Eastern style, like temple shrine situation, not your like European style. So yeah, the beach is kind of like where the monks would train and everything. And then the rest is kind of for more of like your spiritual activities.
Okay, perfect. Pardon me. Okay. So you enter into the shrine, and much like the town you pass through, it is buzzing with excitement. And you see a couple, mostly neophytes around, kind of trying to attend to most everything they can. And let me... here we go. Okay.
Is it mostly like, is all of the hullabaloo like mostly people coming to maybe like seek guidance before like a trip out, or is it like no, people are leaving?
It's both. It is.
Oh, okay.
It is kind of people coming to be like. Also, you know, and now you can notice as well. There's a bunch of new stars in the sky, and this is the shrine to Sonez, regent of the stars, and people are like, "Hey, quick question: why, or what, or possibly how?"
You guys know about these? Did you see these?
You know about her?
The 7 ladies is now the 18 ladies. Does anybody notice that?
We gotta come up with names for all these ladies. I only know 8 lady names.
You, neophyte, start naming ladies. You
Uh,
there.
Amy spelled differently. But yeah, a bunch of people like coming, like doing a quick like Hail Mary, basically like walking in, Hail Mary, walking out, like kind of like cool. This is good enough to get praised, get blessed. We're good. Someone come bless my boat as I walk by.
Just a line of boats out on the beach. Like...
Just dragging champagne across all of them. Not even shattering it, just tapping it with the champagne bottle.
This counts.
Just go.
Everyone gets a little drop.
Like when rabbis bless entire like warehouses to make it kosher. Just
Right,
like
yeah.
it's good. It's good.
We should just bless the harbor. Damn it.
This lot's good. Can move it out.
You're good. You're good. Okay. So now that you're here, Nor, what are you doing? Are you just standing there? Are you overwhelmed? Are you dragging your heels?
Yeah, a little bit overwhelmed. I guess she'll feel a little bit better about just picking up and leaving, since it seems like that's what everybody's doing. But yeah, she will kind of, like take a moment to do a little like ritual to at least bless their journey. And, if she kind of sees things in a panic, she's kind of like, I don't really want to interrupt what's going on here. Just also, like, maybe I'll leave a note. Like,
a couple people walk by and they're like, well, we left notes. It's cool. This is my 2 weeks.
Just like, hey, still on my journey of enlightenment. Just, things have changed clearly. Be back soon.
BRB, LOL.
Circle Y if that's cool.
I mean, she probably figures that Morcant will just be like, get the heck out of here. Why are you back here already? But you clearly aren't enlightened yet.
Next time I see you, you better be gosh dang enlightened.
Come on, get.
Or it's your ass.
Masha.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll meet the master at the top of the mountain, and you get to the top of the mountain, and there's nowhere in there, so you have to realize that you've been the master the whole time, kind of situation. Like,
Oh, I would have just gone home.
yeah,
I must have climbed the wrong mountain. This is probably my fault.
thank you for telling on yourself,
Aw.
Andy, so we didn't have to tell you that.
The whole time they told me the goddamn wrong mountain. I can't believe that. Wasted 18 years of my life trying to get enlightened for what? Halfway down. Oh, now I gotta climb up the mountain again. Goddamn mountain.
Forgot my keys.
I'm outside.
I left a burner on. I just know I did.
Can I be enlightened inside? Okay.
So yeah, do like a little wishing for luck kind of ritual. Leave a note with somebody that I think will get the message to the right people, and then kind of turn to Umi, be like, do you need to check in with anyone before we leave, or do you think you're good?
We've got to go.
Oh, okay.
Everything. Your blessing is taking too long. I'm gonna pick up some things from my room, and I should maybe say some goodbyes. But ikimashou, you know what I mean? Like, let's go. Yeah. So I'm gonna get whatever you need, and maybe you should chart stars or something. You guys are stars, so I'm gonna go get the rest of my bracelets. And a second shirt that people can stab me through immediately.
My backup
Good to
team.
have too.
Luckily, I travel pretty light because most of my civilization was destroyed. So It fits in a box.
You made it weird. You didn't have to make it weird, and you made it weird.
I hear it. Okay. Yep. All right. So meet back in the quad. What is this called? Anyway, yeah, we'll meet back here in just a minute. Okay.
Can I get perception checks from Umi and Nor, please?
Sure.
Boop, boop, boop.
Maybe.
Well,
Or at least
I
doing
picked
it.
this 20 out of the dirt.
Okay. It's an organic 20.
Yeah, 20 the hard way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't be an organic 20. It'd be an GMO 20.
You better eat it right away.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't waste your money.
Nor, what did you get?
A paltry 11.
Okay. Nor, you do not notice this, but Umi, as you are walking back to your room to grab your things, you do notice that it almost feels like you're being like watched, and you kind of look around and you realize that wherever you go, every weather vane in the area is pointing at you.
Okay. Okay. Weird things happen to me sometimes. This one's new. Okay, well, I will wave at them, realize that's not right. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to keep walking. Yep. Maybe I should just pretend not to notice. Is anyone else noticing? It's fine.
Everybody else seems so self-absorbed.
Yeah.
I just realized I need dice.
Oh.
Suddenly, the weather vanes attack.
Now roll for initiative.
New episode title, Under the Weather.
Yeah.
I actually thought that the episode title was "It's Been a Minute" when Andy said it at the top.
Oh, it has
I
been
heard
a
that
minute.
too. That
but
was funny.
that would be
Well,
a
'cause
good
I
episode
was like-
title.
I was like, well, maybe it was like, it's been a minute since the storm dropped, so that makes sense,
I'll add it to my list because I do like that.
By the way, I am constantly looking back out to make sure the storm's still down. Like, there's a part of me that's just waiting for this to be taken from me. Like, just
The other shoe to drop, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna walk back outside. Dad, I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
would
because
feel
Get
so
sorted
bad.
out where the
Because
storm
you-
was, and then
Yeah.
the
if
god
the
is
cloud
like,
passes over the moon, I am
Wow.
running.
yeah, because this is so. It could be maybe it just happens for 10 minutes once every 800 years. You don't know.
We don't know.
Nor with your 11 perception, you don't notice the old woman standing behind you,
Oh,
who
until it's too late.
says after Umi, "Is she always like that?"
like what?
And you would recognize her voice as Morcant. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excited?
Oh, yeah. That's 100% her. Well, at least since the storm dropped.
It did what?
Yeah. Storm dropped. So
Speak up.
the storm. I'll try and sign it out. The storm dropped.
I'm old. I'm not dead. Point to where?
Point with all four arms all around.
Oh man.
She kind of squints and shields her eyes from the dark. And you can tell she doesn't see it, but she nods like, I understand now. Well, good for it.
Not dead, but you're kind of blind there, Morcant. It's okay.
What?
What?
Well, get. You said you were going, now go.
It might take a little bit longer because,
No, before you change your mind.
Just was trying to let you know, but, I'll just get to getting.
I would have figured it out.
I don't doubt it.
Kind of nods. I'll miss some of the things you do.
No.
I'll miss more of the things you do. I don't know.
May the stars guide your path, Nor.
I'll let her have her moment.
Kind of shuffles away and looks up. Anybody notice there are more stars? Huh.
We'll figure it out.
No issue. Start naming ladies. On it. I'm gonna have 18 different lady names, or like a list of like 50 different lady names. No. Okay. Umi, you gather your stuff. You meet back up with Nor. You head down to Darmuid's family home.
Mm-hmm. I'll message ahead, but actually, that's a message is like 120 feet. Never mind. I'm thinking of it as sending.
It's texting someone you're here, but you forgot to text them that you left.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
You could send a bird, like a messenger bird, but
that's true.
As Darmuid said, lots of smart birds that you can train to message back and forth.
You could send a water tentacle.
My friends are here.
See how far it can go.
Your tentacle?
It's not that far, right? It's not like...
I think it's holy weapon because I think
it's like
within
60 feet,
that
right?
can move. Yeah.
Oh.
It's not like magic missile, which you can get to like be a range mile or whatever with a bunch of cheese feats. Okay. So the three of you are reunited. Nor and Umi, you can see Darmuid's dad, whose name is Duard. He's arranging. He's just focused on one of the boats now. The other several here are kind of in sailing shape. And he's got just this super skinny, super old looking. You're gonna guess wizard. A Fred, the aforementioned Fred, who's a little thick in the middle, and
thick Fred, they call him.
Yeah, a guy who could be best described as like dressed like a professional wrestler. Like, he's got like a giant Hulk Hogan handlebar mustache. He's clearly bald, but he's got like a bandana that goes to like here, and then he has long hair.
So the sorcerer,
and he's wearing leather.
Clearly.
He's shirtless and leather pants. And you think he has tattoos? He has tattoos. It's a little hard to tell what they are at this point, but he has a bunch of tattoos all over his chest. And yes, sorcerer, bard, maybe barbarian. It's hard to tell.
A man witch. Cool. Thick Fred. Love it. Dad, you got the squad. You got my squad.
The boys. Your dad is clearly the only one who has like kept up any levels in anything.
Yeah.
Would I have heard like family tales of your dad, like, going out with his boys? So I would recognize who the boys are.
Probably, yeah. And I mean, everybody's local, right? So you probably know these dudes. You know these guys.
Yeah, and like they cleared out, a couple of the dungeons a couple times, and
absolutely right. So, yeah.
So So yeah, as we approach, I'll be like, Uncle and the boys,
The boys.
getting the boys back together.
They're gonna wreck it. They're gonna wreck it out there.
Just you guys are like, 60 feet out. It's already shipwrecked. It's not my fault. It's definitely your fault, Fred.
They're gonna be lucky if they make it out of the Gale Pack.
Be fine. Dad has mending.
There you go.
I think he has mending.
Yeah, I will bow to Druid. He was there on the worst day of my life, so I give him a respect. But I just my eyes keep darting to the horizon, just kind of like, Yep. Nice to see you, the boys.
The boys. Nor, you get a hug back. Kind of like shadow boxes you a second. Like, oh, forearms. And he's just so much more excited than you've ever seen him. Like,
It's a sailor. He loves it.
Umi, Nor, the boys.
Nice to meet you, the boys.
We got Thick Fred.
Great.
The wrestler guy is called Walder.
Good Walter, love it.
And the super skinny wizard is Topher of Grace.
Shit.
I don't know.
Sure.
I'll go through and high five them all at like once.
Topher of Grace.
At once, yeah, you can do that. You got the 4 arms. They all high five you.
If you don't use them, you lose them.
Exactly.
And then they cheer the boys.
The boys.
I love it.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of cases of beer. Like,
they're not making out of the Gale Pack.
He's probably just gonna jettison them.
So is there somewhere I can put my only box, or?
Oh yeah, there's room. I've got a little stash right here for you.
Okay, and should we get supplies? I mean, we can.
There's food. I've got stuff ready.
Okay.
So we have there's some apples. There's some dried fish. Some hardtack kind of bread. Good stuff for being out. And there's some fresh fish, of course.
Get what my background is. But yeah, we come from an ocean people. I'm pretty sure we can fend for ourselves. Right. As long as the ocean's still there. It is still there, right?
Yes, that has not disappeared.
I'm so close.
You drive around in the buffet, right? So good. So, Dad, may the tides bring us back together.
And may the stars guide you wherever you go.
Love you, Dad.
Love you, son. And don't forget to name your boat. It's bad luck to have a boat without a name.
Oh, yeah.
This is called A Weekend with the Boys. The boys!
This is called Beyond. We'll call it the Beyonder. How about that?
Oh no, it's growing a mullet.
Show me how to pee, Peter Parker, or whatever Secret Wars 2 is about. It's about that.
It's forming a weird bond with Boom Boom.
God, Boom Boom. Will Boom Boom be in the Marvel universe? That is the question.
She's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fun.
I'd rather have Boom Boom than some other characters. So, Stacey X, I think.
My favorite mutant is Jazz. He just has blue skin. That's his power.
Wow.
There's also Ugly John, who has 3 faces. His name is Steve. That's a Grant Morrison creation, and yeah, it shows.
Oh my god.
I don't know if anyone else here has read Wild Cards, but the whole thing in the Wild Cards is, not everybody gets a cool superpower. Some of you are just bad.
That's one of the things I loved about, well, and it's come back because mutants have been undecimated, but yeah, just the idea that some mutations are just not that helpful. Like, or have no combat application, which is why we've never heard of them, because Professor X didn't abduct them.
Yes. I can shoot a gun. No. Tell your story walking.
3 faces? What do I need that for?
Will we see gold balls, though?
I mean, if they do Krakoa, he's pretty important to Krakoa.
So weird.
It is.
He's a great character. I love him.
He's fun. He's fun.
He's a great, like, the character of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what. He's a very fun person. Let's see. So, you pull the Beyonder out of the little harbor.
While we're at that house, certainly they have. Certainly, Druid has something to measure which way the wind's blowing because he lives on the water. Is it still happening?
Is it pointing at you?
Yeah.
Weather vanes are pointing at you. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Are you going to point that out to us, or just keep that to yourself?
Can't hear you.
Walking down a street and houses have them on their roofs, and they're going
like on the water,
tracking so your movement.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, unless everybody's vein is very well oiled, we're gonna hear something. A little squeaky sound, like what I'm hearing a little bit in the background right now.
Even though there's a bunch more noise, like you all have had a thunderstorm your entire lives in the background, like just rumbling and raining and so like now that's cut out, it is just like weirdly
quiet.
Like everything's too loud now. Like
right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when the AC has been running and in the background, it suddenly turns off, and your
like,
brain goes, "Oh my god,
what's missing?
Relax.
Something's
Something's not right."
Oh right.
So yeah, and if we're pulling out at night, and if we see all these extra stars, I mean that's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, they were naming ladies all over the place back at the shrine.
What was that?
They were naming ladies all over the place back at the shrine.
They were running out of ways to spell Amy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There's a few, at least 4.
Where do we want to go? Are the stars telling you anything? Other than being pulled past the storm, am I being pulled in any particular direction? Like,
no, you don't feel a pull in any way other than get out, get and go.
Get it. Again,
I don't have commune with nature quite yet, so that would be my instinct to be like check in, but I mean beyond a sort of obvious, nature check, there's the details we've already absorbed. It's quieter, there's more stars visible, and we're seeing an obvious natural effect on the natural creatures that we all are and know, because everybody's all a tizzy about it. So we haven't heard any like distant shrieks like from the beyond point. Like everybody's like, woo, ah!
Turns out it was a cliff.
Yeah, exactly. There's a monster at the bottom with its mouth open.
Yeah, the real bummer. The planet's only just this big, and then just sail right off the edge.
That storm is keeping space out.
There are people who believe that. Yes.
Yeah,
Anyway.
there's a paranoia to Umi that wants to get out past the storm first, like almost wants to beeline it directly like west, since that's the closest edge of the storm we're at. But if everyone's doing that, there's a kind of like, I don't know if it's better to go with the crowd or to be like, well, then let's strike out in our own way. Like, beyond the storm is my destination. Beyonder will take us there. And the fastest way to it, I think, is to go west. But after that, or as we're going, we might want to just start drifting away from the armada.
Well,
is it like is there is everyone just kind of going one direction? Is everyone
a lot of people are like west is quickest. There are a couple people who are clearly like everybody's going west, so that we're going to go north, south, east. Right. And it's like you can kind of see in the distance everyone like formed up, and then they start to kind of splinter.
Yeah. A lot of fortune and adventure seeking. People want to stake claims and stuff, probably. Other people probably just want to get out there and see what it's like, but... So yeah, I'd say basically let's follow that same pattern then. We'll kind of go west with, most everybody. That way, if the edge of the world is just teeth of a closing mouth, we'll see that in time to turn back. But otherwise, we can just start drifting out and, Darmuid, if the stars tell you anything, nor if the stars tell you anything... If this pull in my chest starts pulling me one way or another, we'll just be in touch with each other.
We could go also south is pretty close. And less people are going that way, so...
Let's look at the map.
Or we could go southwest.
That's true. We can go down past the even wood there.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's an argument to be made that the south is faster. It's about equidistant.
Yeah.
Let's throw a D4.
Hey,
that's always a way to do it.
Right? Want me to toss it?
Sure, do it.
No, one's north.
Okay.
Or no, what's your thing? Never eat shredded wheat?
Never eat shredded wheat.
Okay, so one. Yeah, never eat shredded wheat.
Yeah.
West.
Mm-hmm.
Go with west. We're on wheat.
Okay.
Weast.
That's
Weast. Oh, I thought you said
traditionally.
Weast.
Diane Weist is waiting there with her mouth open, waiting to eat us all.
Told you guys we should have gone Rachel Wise.
Oh, no comment. Gonna leave that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna smile and think to myself.
And yeah, as we since Portsmouth and Evenwood, we're going to kind of be splitting the difference there. I'm guessing they have basically the same flurry of activity as we're getting closer.
Yeah. So hold on, let me double check my map.
I mean, they might have their leaderships might be like, everyone stop. Actually, we're going to be passing the Falls Tower. I don't know that a bunch of boats are going to be leaving from that.
No, but the port from Portsmouth, a bunch of boats are leaving from there. You can see, you can sort of see as you're starting to get closer to, a bunch of pirate ships are leaving the Dungeon of Whispers. Like, cool. Like, a bunch of people are on boats now. Like, I'm about to rob a bunch of boats.
Yeah, about that.
But yeah, the night is so clear and so bright with all the stars and the moon.
Moons. Do they both have pieces?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, moons. You are correct. Wyanyoth only has the one.
Suck it, Wyanyoth. We're hogging all the moons. Nobody lives on ours that we know of.
It's a giant bald baby who's just like, what? But what if?
Just a giant bald baby.
I can't interfere.
Jeffrey writes.
But what if?
But what if?
Okay, so you all head west, cut in between Portsmouth and Evenwood. Okay, so once you get out past the Forever Storm, do you just want to keep heading west?
Well, now that you've mentioned that the pirates are out here, I actually started thinking that maybe we should have gone south in the first place, let alone start breaking south, because south will be less populated by.
I mean,
their
once
boats.
you're
Yeah.
pretty small and pretty quick, and you're
Yeah. And it doesn't look like we have anything expensive, probably. We're not the.
you're not like a merchant ship or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this first wave is probably the ships that could hit the sea the fastest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it does mean that I kind of don't want to steer north yet.
I'm all for south and west.
Yeah. Let's
Southwest.
go west and start veering
Perfect.
south, I think.
Okay. As you do, you can I get perception checks, please?
Now, I still have all my spell slots spent and everything like that. That's appropriate, I
That
presume.
is appropriate. Yes.
Yeah.
I got a 12.
12. Okay.
Same.
12.
I can't hear nothing but for the thumping in my ears, and I'm getting a little dizzy. I got a 10.
Okay.
And we sail forever, never finding land.
And that's it. That's a wrap on Shattered Kingdoms. Great
Easy 15
job,
to continue the story. Sorry, guys.
everybody.
You biffed it.
You picked the wrong direction. Way to go. Next time we'll choose a better adventure.
You did go into Diane's mouth. She's chewing right now.
Okay.
Dream the name.
So, you don't notice some of the things happening, but you do notice that not south and west of the Forever Storm as you're sailing, and you've probably been on the sea for a couple hours now. You can see an island ahead of you.
Oh.
And we're full past the storm, right?
Yes.
So we're,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right.
An island you have never seen before.
Is it like a big island? Like just a
would
small little
say-
oasis? Or
You'd say it's probably about the same size as like the Evenwood.
oh, so
Okay.
that's pretty big.
Okay.
It's not nothing.
And it's sort of shaped like a dinosaur chicken nugget.
Well,
Which one, the Stegosaurus or the T-Rex?
Like the Brontosaurus, although that's not what it's called anymore.
Oh, okay. Right.
I'm not up to date on dinosaurs.
I think you're safe to call it Brachiosaurus once they realize they put the head on the wrong end or whatever, but I could be wrong too.
Thunder Lizard is gone? Really?
Yeah, like most of the dinosaurs I grew up with were like, that's not real. It's like, all right. And it has feathers. Okay. Quit ruining dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I like
Science.
feathers. Feathers are good. Science. Okay, how far away are we from this island?
Maybe another hour if you sailed in that direction. Otherwise, you could pass it on by.
Okay, so there's an island, right?
Yeah, do we want to kind of do like a loop and see if we see any light? Because it's still like nighttime, right?
Yes.
So maybe we can see if there's any lights on.
Do we see any visible light?
Oh yeah, you can see light, and yeah, you can see light from the island.
Oh,
Oh, like-
wow! So
Firelight? Like,
So- habitation.
Like it looks like a settlement or a couple settlements are there.
yeah, does,
Okay.
Just one settlement, and then like maybe a couple farms.
In the getting there, can that count as a short rest, or are we doing enough keeping the boat pointed in the right direction, activity kind of stuff that it...
You all can take a short rest staggered.
Okay.
So it has been long enough that the three of you can each take an hour short rest, kind of in a row, and then and probably next episode I'll start to ask a little bit more like, what do you all do on the ship, and like what are your kind of jobs on the ship and stuff like that. But right now I kind of figure the three of you are probably doing a little bit of everything to kind of get used to sailing and the sea is very smooth, like shockingly smooth, because the sea was smooth inside the Forever Storm until you got close to the Forever Storm, and then it was very choppy. By necessity, you occasionally did have to sail closer to it to go to the outlying islands or leave some of their settlements and stuff like that. So you're used to sailing on some choppy waters. So this is like great. It's like glass.
I will say, just remind peeps, I have navigator's tools and water vehicle proficiencies, so I'm happy to be the navigator, and that kind of works with my stuff. Well, there you go. Yeah, and I can cast air bubble on people who can't breathe underwater, so that's a good backup. Although I'm out of slots, I burned all my slots. I have my wild shapes and I have my cantrips, of course. So
right, and you don't get any slots back on a short rest.
No, because I'm a druid. So right, that came up in the last game, right?
Only land druids get that.
Right. Yeah. No, but my wild shape will give me the starry form reality too. So that does
I don't
some
get
stuff.
My packed spell slot back, so but it's
That's
not
good.
nothing. And
no, it's good. It's the benefit of it. Plus, it's
Oh right, I was like, what? Your warlock, your warlock spell. I was like, have I been misunderstanding how warlocks work this whole time? No, I got you now. Yeah.
Those pesky classers. Okay, so I'm back up to full after having spent a hit dice, and I have a spell slot, just in case. But I mean, if there's like firelight, that's like kind of holy shit. Like,
yeah, right. I mean, that's like, this is historic for us, at least personally historic. I mean, if there's people here, maybe this is proof that maybe they're these survivors of these other, people like you who went out into the unknown. They passed through the storm somehow, or the descendants of a couple people who've made it through, or
the most boring answer is it's just other people we just left with who have been like, well, let's like make landfall.
Hey, grab a bonfire.
It's the boys. It's even doing.
Yeah, it's the boys.
Grab a stump. We're making s'mores.
Yeah, Topher
of Grace.
Topher of Grace has got some.
Grace is wind walk.
Yeah.
Topher of Grace has got some of the fine kush, and Thick Fred brought his guitar. Let's go, boys. Boys.
Honestly, I can see myself doing that for the rest of this adventure too. So, or for the rest of tonight. So, yeah, I guess let's kind of steer towards landfall. Let's boldly go.
Did we see any other like boats that were kind of heading our same direction, going towards this island too, or
none as you kind of hit a good slipstream or something like that. None seem that close to you, and maybe some of them have passed this by, or if you look very faintly in the distance, you can see other light sources around. So there are more islands out here. It's not just going to be this one. This is it. This is the one island.
And early in the journey, I was frantically casting gust into the sails to get past that storm.
I'm gonna hit that Nas.
Yeah, let's go for a beach. Now, how is there enough room to move around on our craft? Is it pretty much just us and our stuff? Do we have a deck?
I'm picturing. Basically, there's a deck, and there's like not even really a below deck. There's like you don't go below deck to sleep. Like there's hammocks up here,
right?
And then there's stuff you stow underneath.
There's like a covered area for some stuff,
right?
To keep
right,
stuff
right.
safe, food and all that kind of stuff. And like if it's stormy, you can get under that.
Oh yeah, totally. But yeah, nothing like below deck. There's like a little canopy. There's like a canopy area that you keep all your dry goods. You probably have your hammocks there, or if you want to, sleep in kind of the nice fresh air, you can just retie them. Plenty of place for that. But so I'm picturing it's comfortably seating the three of you. But
it's like a well-designed New York City apartment.
Yes.
Apartment where there's all these sort of layers of shit. Are these like home converted bus things that people do? Where it's like
yes, yeah, exactly. It's like it's hashtag van life. You're all van influencers now.
Right. Exactly. All
right.
Dad's very handy and very sort of like
There's a Murphy hammock
prototype. Right, exactly.
All hammocks are Murphy hammocks, really.
Right, true.
Okay.
Murphy was unlucky but versatile. Right?
Okay, so you all sailed towards the island. So you can see that there is... Indeed, as you get closer, very bright firelight, because it looks like there's a big bonfire. And you can see people in white robes kind of clearly doing some sort of worship around it.
Okay. Now, our culture, our cultural experience, our concepts of guys in white robes doing stuff like this, does this make us go... or just make us go like, oh look, there must be some beach exercise class going on in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
What's happening?
No, it must be Zumba.
Like they're all doing the same motion.
Night Zumba.
What's happening?
Should I have watched any of White Lotus before we started watching this?
Have you seen the movie Midsummer? It's not going to be important.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I got a lot of buzz.
It's better if you haven't. Does that help?
Okay.
No, yeah, it seems religious in nature for sure.
Huh.
Maybe it's in response to the storm.
Right? Maybe it's
That's what I was thinking.
that kind of thing. Like it's not necessarily bad vibes. I will say that it's just we don't do this. Like it's not quite.
I mean,
but...
right. I fully. I mean, when I asked the question, I fully accepted that we could have been like, oh, like rabbits in Greenland. What are people?
Right?
No, guileless. Like it could have been that situation, or it could be like a, whoa, who are those guys? What are they doing? But that's cool. If it feels like it, right?
Right.
We're getting Odyssey vibes.
Yum, yum. Right, exactly. A definite mixed bag. Odyssey vibes. Yep.
Part of my boat question was, we can make beachfall with it, right?
Oh, yes.
There's no...
Yes.
Yeah. And it was docked up fine,
right.
but we can also...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we should be able to pull it up. It's light enough.
Yes.
I kind of picture it as a bit the raft from the Lost that they build in the first season, or kind of just the
we're gonna Google
the larger expedition boats you see in Moana, right? Where it's just a bunch of them that can house.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I mean, basically Moana's original boat, but a little bigger, is probably also not a bad.
The three of us. Yeah. Okay. Got it. So not quite that big as the expedition boats, but some.
Right.
I don't know if you've read Ursula K. Le Guin's Earthsea. Like I was imagining that was also a maritime culture of different islands and things like that, and I was imagining that kind of sort of light vessel that the main character Sparrowhawk has in that, and the other people that he knows and needs.
Yes.
Just that sort of like water culture. So cool. And are we openly going to pull up, hey guys, in the firelight, or are we going to try and circumvent the spill of light and approach?
Yeah, I think the more we sneak up on them, the more they're going to feel snuck up on. But there's a D&D player's caution in me that says, don't just walk up and say, hey, fellas, who we cooking? But I also...
They offer you a dress.
First contact-wise, I also think it...
time for dinner.
Yeah, first contact-wise, it might be wise to just come at them openly from an open direction where it's pretty clear we're the three of us and no more.
Yeah, I think, if we approach slow enough, then we'll be able to get the vibe of, like, danger, or, like, we gotta turn around now. Hey, these people are excited to see us.
So let's even, like, if we don't already have a lantern at the front of our boat, maybe light one as we approach the beach ourselves, more than a football field away so that they have time to get used to the idea that we're coming, and then approach pretty open-armed. I am unarmored and unintimidating. Actually, we all probably don't look visibly martial because even the monk, is...
Oh, I'm fully armed.
No, CC.
Some would say many, not me. I'm just saying some would say. Very good. Very good.
It sounds like CC's earned more of that punspiration.
Yes.
Handily, I would say.
It's spreading.
It is spreading like an embrace.
This could be going to waste.
I do have a question. Do we have, like, in the Gale Pact, like, an international sign of we come in peace, like a white flag?
Yeah,
or
white
anything
flag.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of flags and semaphore in your culture, kind of thing. So, flags on ships hold a lot of information. So white flag means peace generally. It is less like I surrender and more like I showed up in peace. Like, what are you doing?
Okay. Another question for you, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
How many of these messenger birds did we leave with? Do we have one messenger bird? Do we have three messenger birds?
I feel like we probably have a cage of like 4 or 5 of these little guys, maybe, right? Don't you think, Andy?
You have to pay to upgrade your messenger birds. It's a $5 one-time cost.
Yeah.
In-app purchase. Yeah, like I'd say.
Since the daily quest is send 5 messengers birds, and we've only got 3 messenger birds, I'm gonna be pissed. It's gonna be a plus sign in the bottom. It's like, want to buy more messenger birds? I have to.
One's called nights. One's called weekends. You can only send them on nights and weekends.
I love it.
Who's using my long-distance bird?
Oh, don't use roaming. No.
You're racking up bird minutes. Yeah, like 4. I'd say 4. Let's say 4. Yeah.
4 messenger birds. I like it.
Right.
So we've got anytime, roaming, nights, and weekends. Got it.
Very good.
Collect.
I do have the animal messenger spell too. So.
Very good.
So it can be a
thing. I mean, this could even be like our expression of that spell if you want. Just the cage of birds we have, the little, that sort of hang around in the vessel, and we're like, okay, Speedy, go talk to Dad, or he takes off, whatever. Find help.
Okay. I couldn't remember if...
Where's the Denny's around here?
I couldn't remember if Animal Messenger summoned an animal to you, but no, you need to see an animal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
If we run messenger birds, you can send a fish to your dad or something like that. We can.
Right. He's like, good eating. No, wait.
Come bearing news. My name is Big Mouth Billy Bass.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh my God, Denver has news, you guys.
Dinner has news. That's what these guys are going to say when we roll up. Dinner has news, guys.
Who
Oh,
ordered
wow.
delivery right to the door? Okay, so
Eats.
you all shore the ship. There we go. I kept trying to like phrase it so you didn't crash it, but you shore the ship. You ship the shore.
We sure did.
And you carefully and cautiously approach the big bonfire. There's a bunch of people still joined hands. As you get closer, they're speaking common. It is common. They seem to be chanting the name Evan over and over again.
Evan?
Is it
Evan.
like? But is it like good vibes only, or is it?
Oh yeah, it's.
Are we getting
it's
like kumbaya?
It's
my
like
lord?
kumbaya.
Like-
Yeah, it's like Christian summer
Okay.
camp kind of like.
Okay. But
Christian
like Evan.
I'll leave room for cheeses. But Evan, yeah.
Evan.
Like, is there any like? If they're mostly just chanting Evan, we might not be able to tell. But like, is it? And this might not be something you want to do a lot in the campaign, but is it like we understand their common? Is there any part of it that's kind of like, this is a weird word there, right? Or like,
No.
broken common.
You understand them pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. There will be times where I explicitly say I will more explicitly say like their language is difficult to understand.
Yeah, cool.
Whether it be common or elvish or like they're like using like Kabyssal or something. It's like common and abyssal.
Yeah, sure.
You go wah ja wah wah. Right.
Tuntataka solo Jedi mind trick.
Totally. You got what I was
I'm a Novada. But yeah, like, good.
Does their attire kind of look cultish? You would say, like, is it uniform?
Yeah, give me a religion
The
check.
cult of Evan.
Okay.
Says the monk. You guys absolutely have matching geese or something.
Hey,
Make your religion check with
What
advantage
my question earlier was about.
since you're in a cult.
this
It's
isn't
like
about
when we
me,
interpret
okay?
this as-
Not my cult. I don't know about their cult. I'm willing to notice their cult.
Wasn't judging them. I just wanted to know.
Fair enough.
That's a natural 1.
Oh
So
boy, CC.
yeah, glad I found my
cult.
dice.
Yeah.
You actually think the white robes are like different whites, maybe?
Okay, it's like a
this-
test.
One's cream,
This
one's
one's ecru,
eggshell.
This one's eggshell.
Can I get religion checks from Darmuid and Umi, please?
Yes, I'm more an intuition girl, but yep.
Throwing guidance on
Or a
us.
natural 1, yeah, or a 19. I can't fucking tell, but it was the other. I'm a halfling. I don't roll 1s, right?
You made up whatever you are.
Yeah.
13 is what I have.
13. Okay. With a 13. Timothy, some of what they're chanting reminds Darmuid of you're like, okay, this is so familiar. So you're not getting like bad vibes from it, but you're having a hard time remembering like because they are changed. Like there's like the chanting is like in a specific rhythm, and you're like, I've heard this before. Where have I heard this before? So you're kind of racking your brain, and you're like, they've changed some of the words, and certainly I don't know what Evan is, but they keep referring to Evan and Almighty Evan. Evan has blessed us. Evan has dropped the storm. Evan has brought friends. New Evans to meet us, the Evans.
Okay.
Okay, I was thinking like, for a second maybe they just got like half of a tablet of like Evangeline or something, and they were like,
Who could say the first half of Evangeline is indeed Evan, Cece?
yeah. So, but referring to themselves as Evan, so
But it's the people and the ideal and the God. So maybe is their savior Christ Evans?
Christ Evans, down on the farm.
Christ Evans.
But in the same way that Christians they are people of Christ.
Right.
Yeah,
They
I guess.
Evans. They don't think like all of their names are Evan. Like they're not going to be like Evan. It's like it is more like they're referring to themselves as like we are the Evans. Like we are Christians.
Right.
Okay. Sure. So yeah, maybe that is it. Maybe they only got like part of Evangeline, and now they're all Evans. All Evans.
They seem thankful. I mean, they're all dressed the same, chanting around a fire. I presumed some amount of religiosity. Maybe with a natural one, I actually think, this is.
And the line about new Evans, referring to us, new friends.
New friends, yeah.
But they're excited about the storm going down. They think Evans brought us. I think we're walking into either a really weird version of hair, or I think
I feel that.
I think this is not Timothy's first weird version of hair.
No. Not even. I mean, recently, yeah.
See, I have yet to be a cultural ambassador, but I'm like, you're a big girl now. Stop it. I hold my weird stick that's somewhat impractical in combat, and I approach with arms wide of hail, friends.
Someone gives you a hug, whether you asked for it or not. Like
amazing. I'm doing great.
Nailed it. First try.
They say
diplomacy.
They say, welcome. Has Evan brought you to see us? Evan, the all god above, the shepherdess?
That sounds mostly true.
That is not unlikely.
Yeah,
praise be to Evan.
We are wondering at the changes, probably as much as you are.
We've come beyond we've come from the other side of the storm that has fallen, but we don't claim to know why. But maybe
Evan. In her will, there is a way, Evan.
I rolled a natural one, so I'm not catching on to the Evangeline angle, if that's possible. But okay, sure. Yes. We don't know the reason why, but yet Evan's as good an answer as I have.
Someone pulls up their arm, and they have tattooed on their arm, Evan's as good an answer as I have.
Wow.
You know our most holy scriptures.
If I could give inspiration to you, Andy, I would.
My helmsman is another tattoo here, so for my first mate. Well, that's very nice. Yes, we've. Well, obviously, you saw the same thing just from the other side, I suppose. So, we thank you for your welcome. We delight in your hospitality and are at your mercy. This is Nor.
Wave with two hands.
And Darmuid.
Wave with one hand.
See, they thought maybe waving with two hands was polite, and then they got confused, so they waved back with one hand.
Works for me. Sure.
We don't want to interrupt your celebration. We just wanted to say hi and perhaps beg some hospitality or maybe some place to rest.
Perhaps
all are welcome.
Cultural information.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about this, Evan.
She's so great.
And just
I will look at Nor like, be careful.
Yeah, right.
You're in for pamphlets. I hope you.
Pamphlets? We got plenty of pamphlets.
Yeah.
How about maybe it'll help me get
right here
enlightened.
Yeah. Did you know in the afterlife you get your own planet?
Oh.
Here's some underwear you need to be wearing.
I think I've heard of this.
About
We're
that.
polite on the outside.
So beyond the whole religious side of life,
How many states have you had to move away from already?
This is our 6th Holy Land.
For sure.
let's see.
Without running afoul of the... In what year did Evan tell you that I guess black people are okay? Did it have a 19 in front of it?
I don't think we got there yet.
Okay.
Oh no.
Just wanted to... Okay. Cool. Starts with a 1970... Anyway, cool. Evan's great.
Praise
Yeah,
be.
we'll just... Yep, that's all. Leave room for Evan. Yeah, let's...
Evan side
There's
hug.
no... Great. There's no... It's mostly chanting and dancing at this celebration so far. There's not a lot of eating or drinking or other...
We don't believe in strong drink.
It's a dry county.
What about
It's a dry
water?
island. Yeah.
Water is about it. No coffee. That's a hot, strong drink. Water. It's water and Fresca. That's really what we have here.
Anything that excites the body is probably against Evan. So, yep, gotcha.
Hmm.
Evan has a lot of rules for being as forgiving as she is.
And a shepherdess. Are they bleats of sheep or anything? I'm presuming we are... And you said it's a pretty big island, so they certainly have room for livestock.
Oh, yeah. No, coming in, you saw there were, like, farms and stuff. It seems like it's mostly agrarian, like, agricultural. Like, even, like, their town isn't... Yeah, it's not, like, industrial or anything like that. They seem to live... I mean... Look, they're coming off a little weird, but they seem to be living a nice life according to their values.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
They're very polite and will invite you into their homes and give you a meal. I can't say the same for several of my friends, so yeah, look, there's worse ways to be than sincere. It's just... I'm going to pretend to put the underwear on. Move past it. Yep, I sure
I'm
do.
going, going commando.
Praise be.
Praise. Yep.
But no, they start talking about Evan must have returned. It is the second coming of Evan. I guess it would be the second coming of Evan.
Where did Evan go?
Evan went to heaven after defeating the Titans.
Evan
Single-handedly.
went to heaven.
Evan's in heaven. Evan.
Devin. Single-handedly, that's a little weird to us. But otherwise, do I need a roll for this?
No, you have certainly picked up at this point that they are talking about Evangeline, the shepherdess, Our Lady of Light. But you all are certainly polytheistic. She's usually the leader of the gods, but no, there are definitely other gods.
Yeah.
And of what we know of Evangeline, has she, like, left, or...
Yeah, Evangeline is very, like, hands-off. In, like, kind of left. She is ascended to heaven. She used to be an angel who visited the planet, like, fairly frequently. And then after the Great Flood, basically no one has seen any of the gods in person in 1,000 years.
Okay, yeah. So that part lightens up with what we know. It's just the single-handedly, that's the
exactly. It's like
part. Okay.
You're just like I feel like you're missing some verses or something. Like you're close, but it's not quite right. Praise be.
Praise be.
Pineapple?
Oh, please.
We grill
Love
it.
a pineapple.
It's delicious.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely get down here. I don't I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But
With
yeah,
Evan, you can be. Your soul will be here for an eternity.
once I get my own planet.
Once you get your own planet.
Sure. Got it. Okay.
Refresh my memory. The length of time that we're aware. I mean, the forever storm implies that as long as anyone can remember, the storm was there, right? Is that accurate?
So for 800 years, almost 900 years, the storm has been up.
Right. So, just trying to track the differential between their reality and ours, as far as deity and all that kind of stuff, and worship, and how we look at things and experience our pantheon, etc., and how they have their reality. And it's like, okay, well, are these people who went through, or the descendants of people who went through, at what point? Like way before, before that 900-year mark, or somewhere in the past when maybe there was a break that no one remembers, or maybe through some, like, going under the water, or who knows? They went there. Like, so I guess Darmuid is sort of wondering, wow, like getting this sense of like, okay, there's a difference in culture, and I don't know. I guess he's wondering, are they us? Are they from us? Are they from somewhere else? How do the gods work?
Yeah. So asking them a couple curious questions. They take no offense.
Yeah.
They are happy to share their kind of lineage.
Right.
So basically, because 800 years is 40 generations, of time.
Right.
So like, but basically they're like, their island was founded like fairly recently in the grand scheme of things, like 100 years ago. They were religiously persecuted. Okay. Their founder came here and kind of declared this was, as joked, their 6th place they were allowed to come. It was uninhabited, but it was like a beautiful kind of tropical island that has rich soil, so they grow pineapples and coconuts and raise cow and sheep, rice. They live a fairly plain but spiritually fulfilled life.
Sounds like a great environment. And from where?
So they say
did they come?
They say their last island was, or they originally they came from.
Yeah, do they have any like maps or sea charts that we could like not take, but
I want to get back to their cultural center if they have a.
Sure.
If they have a town, I would love to get there. If they're just farms, that's not an invalid way to organize, but
it is a lot of farms, but like up where the church is, there's a couple like kind of town buildings. But they keep like all their records in the church. The church is clearly very important to them.
Guessing they don't have a public house, but something like. I was saying you'd never. I was telling my friends that.
But kind of going through the records, it is also implied that, like, they understand that other people believe in other gods, but to them, Evan is the only true god. The others were her servants that she briefly empowered, but they held no sway over your day-to-day life, and worshiping them is like idolatry.
Sure.
You're wasting your time. Pray to the big one.
Yeah, sure.
It's gonna hope they don't recognize any of my symbology.
Well, to them, you would just be a worshiper of Evan. You worship her aspect of stars. Sorry, Timothy, go ahead.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, like, do we get a sense of like, so there's no like mindless dogma, militant dogma vibe, like, oh no, you have to believe our way kind of vibe from them? Or is it more like, oh well, you just haven't received the word, or you
It's-
don't quite understand how things work, dear, kind of thing.
100% that one. Like, okay,
Right.
I'm going to
Okay.
try and save you, but if you
Right.
don't
Right.
save, it is because you've been tempted
That-
by...
It's on you.
Palark.
It's your soul. Da da da.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. They do reference the devil, Pale, who you quickly figure out is Palark. But like to you all, he's still a god. He's just not necessarily a great one. But he's not.
Sure.
He's not the
Right.
devil, from the Bible.
Right.
Who wants to be the first to say? What? Who or what caused the storm, or was it just Evan's absence from our world?
Man was tempted by Pale, and his great failures caused the storm. They say that like you all, the Forever Storm wasn't just like a perfect little sphere around you all. It broke up all islands into chains.
Oh.
So similarly, like they only know of a couple islands around 6. They know of 6 little islands.
They know exactly 6. They're on their last island. It's really cutting it pretty lean.
They're like, thank God you guys came through. There's
And
more
they're
that
only
way?
lake.
Okay, we're going.
And their only lake is undrinkable, so that's why they've sworn off everything but rainwater.
Lake, right.
And
Yeah.
Fresca.
I apologize.
Fresca. Magical Fresca.
So, no one's mentioning Thrakar at all.
No.
No, it's Pale and it's okay,
Evan.
and Evan.
Evan's all the way down.
Okay,
Oops, all Evans.
okay, that's fine. This isn't sacrilegious in a way that I fear being the next one at the stake or anything. Yeah, and in what they would consider to be basically their gathering place, more their meeting house than their public house. It's pretty much Evan's symbology. Is there any other? This is back to Timothy's question a little bit, because I actually presume that we were all cut off from each other. But is there anything in their communal symbolism that seems like it might be 800 years removed from what we consider our core culture? Like, is there any?
Like you're looking for common ground.
Yeah, is there any evidence?
Or mutations of things.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
like the Evan thing that like we could trace back and go, oh, this could have been this that spun this way, whereas it spun this way in our reality. Right.
Like, they have a shepherd's crook, and that's weird to me because I think it should be a fish hook.
Right, it should be fish hooks here. Yeah.
Yeah. So, for instance, that kind of is there anything else that has a little bit of that vibe? Even architecture, things like that. Now, look, I'm not the most culturally aware. Umi is not necessarily the most culturally aware person, but is there anything else I can kind of spy to be like, did they come, like Timothy was suggesting or Darmuid was suggesting, does it seem like they've spawned from us originally, or that they've developed in their own vacuum? Is kind of what. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they speak your language,
Yeah.
and it's shockingly close for having 800 years
Yeah.
difference.
Their slang's a
So
little
maybe
different.
it's
Their slang,
So
some of
maybe
their
it's
slang's
not
a little
800
weird, but
years.
yeah.
Well,
Maybe
I mean,
it's,
if
200
before
years.
Well,
if it was before, this might be more of like a world question, but if before the 800 years there wasn't a forever storm blocking everybody off, so I assume that, to close by islands generally probably had the same-ish culture,
there is a lost golden age kind of thing of kind of high science in it. It's very Atlantis, because I like Atlantis.
Who doesn't?
Build an Archimedes laser. So there is legend, but a lot of that stuff was kind of lost, and kind of then religion kind of came back very strongly. So something you would notice that is similar, Umi, and Marty. I don't know how much was Umi and how much was Marty
Yeah.
asking.
He's definitely trying to track that a little bit, but
Like, you can see symbology that makes sense to you as being aspects of other gods. Like
Okay.
you can see, but they've clearly changed it so that it's Evangeline in these classical poses. But it'll be like, like Calvera the Muse is usually like a human woman, with a bunch of arms, like holding things, and now it's Evan with a bunch of arms holding things and kind of being very bountiful and kind.
Right.
There's Sonez ideology. There's a couple differences. That's stuff that's not really lining up. There's no Thrakar imagery.
right, yeah.
So there's no storm. There is no idea of a storm. And there's no there's nothing that kind of lines up with Thalen, the Shattered Lord, who's like he's like a dwarf god who's like kind of been fractured because the world blew up basically,
Right.
and he's the god of Earth. So to you all, he's like this kind of resilient figure who overcame dying, basically being shattered. And there's nothing really like that. But there's like stuff that matches Selah, the sky goddess, Dakul, the deity of like death and judgment. There's stuff for that. Kayla's the hearth goddess. To you all, and so there's kind of that. But again, notably missing is Thalen and Thrakar, the T's.
Right. Okay.
Right. So part of the book, the T section got ripped out, or covered
Filled
in
the water before they could recover
ice
it.
cream, something. That's interesting.
I hold these 15,
So,
10 commandments.
right, exactly. But also the notion that, like, if there's no deity that represents that sort of regenerative, resilient aspect of human possibility, mortal possibility, rather, to not be humanocentric in this age of multiple intelligent race beings. But what does that say about their culture? Like, is there no avatar of that? Is there no...
Well, would Evan
is
just
that
take
aspect
that
of-
place?
Maybe. Yeah, if there's a sort of a broken god who's healed.
I would imagine that they would never represent her as being broken.
That's what I'm wondering. So is it spun out as like...
So
like
there's
Christ
nothing
as
for
being a
her to
broken
be
god
resilient
healed?
against, is what I guess I would assume.
So
So she died and went to heaven fighting all the bad guys. Now, Palark was left behind, or...
she didn't die. She ascended. She defeated all the Titans,
I see. She did. She pulled Elijah.
and then ascended to heaven.
Said, nope, I'm out.
Yeah,
Right.
leaving Palark behind
Later.
to attempt to deceive
Always
and
leave him wanting more.
test man.
Gotcha.
So, but to go back to the Thalen, too many TH lords. The Thalen question, kind of a little bit. So, kind of probing around it, and Cece, you're kind of there. But the other part of it is, it's not that. It is that to be broken is human, or humanoid. To be broken, but in their mind,
Mortal.
the only way to be fixed is through Evan. Like the idea that like you are inherently broken until you have found Evan. It's that kind of toxic.
You were born broken.
Yes, you were born broken.
Yeah.
You need us to fix you.
Everything
Original sin.
that's naturally is wrong, and you should feel bad.
Yeah, or you've been tricked by Pale into
Yeah,
And is
believing that
the
dinosaurs are real.
that's right.
Do I get this? Sorry, Cece, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so then is that kind of similar for the lack of like the storm god? It's like, well, the storm went up because of Evan piecing out and Pale tempting man, so there's no
Yes.
need a storm god.
The storm is somehow a failure of man. That might be
Yeah.
man's original sin, even.
Yeah.
And again, and
An expression of it in the punishment, right?
Probably
and to
because you have a
be-
penis.
Yeah, to be slightly, to be probably the creepiest thing they do, there is a lot of gendered male language as the default.
Sure.
Which is weird because they worship a goddess.
Yeah.
But
Well, but
Maybe
if they
they
think that they
equate
are born
deity as
faulty,
right.
then that
right,
makes sense.
inherently perhaps being
If they are Plato's shadow
Yeah.
of this perfection,
being
make this
feminine
as a cat.
is divine.
Oh, yeah.
Therefore,
Right.
actually, kind of great, Andy. By the way, I like a lot of what you're playing with here. But still, it's weird and creepy, and I do want to leave soon. So, well,
let's get a road
Let's get our
pineapple
maps
and
and
go.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one further sort of notion
Sure.
relative to all of this, and my reality is like, do I get a sense that like the way I approach the world as a druid is sort of demonized or othered
Interesting.
because of this
class
Evan
on
reality?
display. Yeah.
Yeah, because there is no kind of like earth god too. So yeah,
Like, is it the way a lot of a Protestant Christian, like nature is, or what?
No, I think it would be. I think they would appreciate how in tune with Evangeline's gifts you are.
I could see
Like
that.
this is a bless. Like 'cause they do live on a beautiful little island that has been blessed in many ways. They got
Right.
lucky that no one was here. Really,
Right.
frankly.
Right.
We call dibs.
They're
Chick
not
Maxie's.
urbanized. Their
undrinkable
lifestyle
lake, you guys.
can't help.
Nobody wanted
Their
it.
lifestyle can't help but get in touch with nature because
Right,
of
and
their
so
environment. Right.
so in that way, I think they would probably have a lot of, or they would have a lot of respect for you, and kind of they see that you appreciate Evan's gifts, and not like more like the like Henry David Thoreau kind of that transcendentalism, returning to nature, as opposed to no. God made us to work in factories, actually. That's really what he wanted.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
the Protestant work ethic doesn't work outside.
Well, yeah, I'd love to sneak along, rest from these people, and maybe even spend like a day here. We should probably warn them that not everyone who comes is going to be a fun cultural exchange, because now the wall's fallen.
What's our sense of their military readiness or sense? Like, do they seem like they have fighters? Do they seem like they're like, yay, we're all hippies on the beach who are going to be overrun by the first pirate who comes along? Or do they seem like they're another shit?
Hugging me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Look, they got some strong farm boys and pitchforks, but
Sure.
they have turned their swords to plowshares. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
Well, then maybe
underestimate in a pinch.
maybe there's some degree of like come to Jesus, pardon the expression, but be like, hey, just so you know, like what Marty was saying,
Yeah.
we're cool, we like you. You might
Yeah.
meet some people who have other agendas.
Maybe phrase it like
just-
there are many that are tempted by pale that might come
Yeah,
seeking
yeah,
you, or
pale-
in something in terms that they would take
Pale
a little bit more
riders.
seriously.
Pale has servants
Right,
everywhere, and even
right.
Pale can quote the Evan book.
That's
you've heard
right.
of the Evan book.
Good. Good. Glad that landed. So yeah, just I don't want to crush this hospitality out of them, but I do want them not to float past their island and just see a smoking crater next time either, or the pirates have a new home.
Or just pirate heads on the beach.
Yeah, they call it
Pipes
Evansburg.
facing out.
Yeah.
Evansburg, right. Who knows what'll come out ahead.
But this is great. Grilled pineapple, kind of great. This is all good.
It's Evansylvania.
That was I should have
Pennsylvania. There's a lot of trees, clearly.
guessed.
Could use the name of my old hometown, Evansville.
Yeah. Perfect. Evanston.
Do they have like I know that we're kind of like at the like cultural center.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have like churches? Could they give us like churches? Do they have like maps and stuff that they could give us like the lowdown on the?
Oh yeah, that's.
I mean, they've been to all 6 islands. Maybe they could like tell us
in the whole world. They can tell. Yeah, they can share. Now they will warn you. These maps are 200 years out of date.
Oh sure, but if they could give us like the general vibe of each island, if there's like any particularly dangerous on any of them that might have drove them out, or like if there's settlements. I mean, even old information is good information.
Yeah, so
it's the feds. It's Pinkerton men.
Bunch of cops.
DEA, man.
Okay, yeah. So they can describe the islands nearby. So there's one to the west. It's 2 islands pretty close together. One of them is pretty big. The other one is much smaller. They said those they got kicked out of there, but they were. Look, none of what they're going to say about these people is going to be particularly nice. But it's going to be all phrased in sort of like a bless their hearts kind of way. Like they're trying to be...
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of like, well, they didn't see the light kind of thing.
They pray for them to find Evan someday, for sure.
So there's those 2. They said the island pretty much dead south is full of monsters, and that's why they left.
Okay.
Good reason to leave.
And then there are 2 islands to the northwest. And, hold on. Can I draw like a faux border? Oh, I'll have to see if I can do that. I'll just label them so I don't forget. The islands to the north and west, they said one of them was shrouded in shadow, and they just got bad vibes. So they left, and then the other one is where they're originally from, and that's where they originally got kicked out of.
So definitely people there, but they're kind of jerks.
They were jerks to them.
Yeah.
George got tired of their shit. Was like, "Hey, you want a state? Cool. You can have it. Just go.
Go on, get.
I said get.
Get.
Okay. There's some directions. But yeah, let's sneak a long rest where we don't have to have one person awake the whole time. Wake up, get a couple road pineapples.
Yeah, if we can take some of that, get some fresh fruit from our stop, that's pretty great.
Yeah, and
because they keep a little while in those skin.
I know what I'll do.
Yeah, if you leave them in the skin long enough, I think they get alcoholic.
There you go. They probably don't know that yet. Right?
Yeah, we'll be far away from. They throw those ones out.
All the fish are drunk. They throw them in the water.
Okay. So next time we will pick up heading to a new island. But
Monster Island?
Monster Island, maybe. I mean, if you guys want to get a level.
Sure. As long as I get a rest before I get a level.
Yes, you all can take a long rest.
Yes.
Yay.
And it will be daytime when you leave, and that'll be different.
Yeah.
Very different. Brighter.
We won't be back in 2 weeks. We'll be back next month. But Gracefall
for that.
Yeah, Gracefall will be in the meantime. But let's do outros and plugs. Timothy.
Hi, I'm Timothy. Thanks for tuning in. This is fun. This is a new adventure, and I'm enjoying it. Don't forget to vote next week, kids, or the week after next, rather.
Mhm.
If you can early vote next week, I think that's an option for some. I think I'll be able to do that. It's never been more important. Fundamental rights for over half of our population, women, have been endangered, and that needs to be addressed. And people are looking to take away rights from all kinds of great people, like trans people and gay people, and people of color, and just people who want to vote. Anybody who wants to vote. Everything is being challenged. So it's never been more important to stand up and for everybody else and yourself. But it's really a communal responsibility. It's very important. Please do it. Please take it seriously. Read those little pamphlets about what the issues are. Check out the candidates. And, we can make a difference. We can change this world. We can save this world. Climate change, my goodness, above everything else. Be a druid in your heart, because this is where we live. We're part of this organism. Okay? Big love.
Cece.
Yeah, I also, sorry. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute. I didn't do my thing. Oh no.
You threw me off.
Hi, I'm Cece, aka Soup, aka Soupska on the Twitters and the Instagrams. Now I can do my now I feel so much better now. I would also like to mimic emphasize what Timothy just said. Yeah, please get out and vote. Do it for yourself. Do it for those who can't vote. Whether they're from one of those groups that are being challenged, or just not old enough. Things like that. And do it for the people who are in places where their voice is being drowned out by the other side. I definitely was coming from one of those areas. It doesn't feel good. So definitely speak up if you can.
Hey there, smash the like and subscribe button. But also, vote. I am also on the vote train. We're almost through this thing, but the midterms are almost more important than the big ones. Vote every year. There's an election every year. Enough of the both sides of the same crap. I understand that there's a lot of corporate interest in money and dirty politicking, and everybody lies and da-da-da-da-da. Stop it. You're passing off cynicism as wisdom, and knock it off. One side wants to take away your rights and what your kids are allowed to be, and the other one doesn't. So vote for harm reduction at the very least. But vote. I'm out of the country last week. I already got told my ballot is counted. So vote, please. Look it up. Not to show for another website, but if you don't know who your locals are, especially in the smaller elections, if you go to Vote Save America, you can find a sample ballot from your area that will tell you who to vote for team-wise, or what they stand for and their websites, if you are the more discerning voter who wants to split your ticket. You're rare these days. I almost don't recommend it, but that's still good looking out. So, but yes, there are resources available. Don't phone it in. My son just turned 18. He's excited to take his first vote on an off-brand election. Absolutely do it. These are crucial. And if you're one of these both sides are, cool. Get more senators in there who do like the thing you like, and the ball moves forward.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to be so scoldy, but it's like a week out, and I'm panicking about democracy. So.
Why? I don't understand. What about the last couple of years has made you? I don't get it.
You don't have time, Andrew.
Hi. I vote every year, and you should too, because it's neat. And it takes like 10 minutes. If you're lucky. I am lucky. I do not. In midterms, it does not take very long. At presidential elections, I know there's a lot of problems that lead to long wait times in densely populated areas, and that sucks. And we should try and fix that.
Yes.
But also now, you can in a lot of places mail in your ballot and vote early and stuff like that. I know the world sucks, but we're all in this together. We got to keep trying. If you don't try, it won't get better. And it's I know that's kind of hokey, but it's as simple as that. Let's see. Play D&D with your friends. Have a nice time. Have a good day. Grace Falls next week. Then we'll be off. Dragon Lords is off for a little bit too. And then Gracefall will be back. And then we'll be back. And hopefully things haven't fallen apart by then. That's it. It's been a while. I'm not good at this, but it's your boy Chowder. I'm here on the Twitters and the Instagrams, and that's it.
You want to do the "You Won't Be Silenced" bit? That's a good outro.
Oh, that is a good bit. But the problem is that big corporate interests have tried to take away